Oh, great.
Can't do that. I better hold this in my hand.
Well, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Wendell Dill. I'm better known as the Voice in the Village. And we are here today to have a spectacular afternoon. We've got some wonderful information to give out to you. And so it's a wonders that we have invited here the media and stakeholders. I just want to let you know that the Bermuda Cricket Board gathers you all here today to make some very, very exciting acknowledgments. Here today, we have the following attendees: the Minister of Youth, Culture and Sports, Owen Darrow, the Honorable Minister of Tourism, Vance Campbell, the BCB President, Arnold Manders, the BCB Second Vice President, Paul Ross, the BCB High Performance Chairman, Alan Douglas, and the BCB Executive Director, Calvin Blackendow. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, please welcome the President of the BCB, Mr. Arnold Manders.
Welcome all. As we prepare for another busy cricket season in the new year, the BCB is pleased to announce that Bermuda has been selected as the host to deliver the America's T20 Men's World Cup qualifiers in September 2023. On behalf of the executive of the Bermuda Cricket Board, I would like to thank the International Cricket Council, the ICC, for giving us this opportunity to show the world why Bermuda, although small, is such a valuable cricketing nation full of rich culture and passion for the sport. In 2019, the BCB successfully facilitated the regional final where the men's national team won against Canada and qualified for the T20 World Cup qualifiers in Dubai. We are looking forward to once again hosting one of the biggest international sporting events on our island and securing a final position in the 1924 World Cup. Being on home soil is also giving us an advantage, so we would like for the Bermuda public to reach out and show up to the matches in September 2023 and urge our players on to the World Cup. Being the smallest country in the world to qualify for both the Senior World Cup and the Under-19 World Cup, and to complete it, qualifying for the T20 World Cup will just be a jam. On that note, I'd like to welcome the High Performance Chairman, Mr. Alan Douglas.
All right, yeah. Good afternoon, everybody. As you know, in cricket, it takes partnerships. You can't bat at one end alone unless you're in your backyard cricket, which we'd love to get back. Backyard cricket where you could do one man stand alone. We don't have that. But I'm here to say a couple of things. One, this pathway, Bermuda can get to the World Cup again. I want to make that clear. We can get there again, but it requires people working together. Now, at the moment, we have a wonderful, wonderful program where we're going to Argentina to qualify. We have to come in the top three. It's about 7 teams in the tournament. We've got to land one of the 3 spots. After landing one of those 3 spots, we come Bermuda and prepare to play in September. But it's a lot of time in between. It's a lot of time now to February. How does that partnership work? We're very thankful. There's an MOU with the National Sports Center. So I'm actually excited and grateful that persons like James Pace, Mr. Tyrrell, have seen the vision. They share the partnership with us so that they're saying, listen, you come up here. We're going to help you with equipment. We're going to give you this facility. Work your magic. We got you. We got you with this. And that's the type of partnership that we're enjoying. As you can see right now, the pitch behind us has been sprayed. It's been scarified. There's continuous work going to be going on. We've got the center over the other side there where there's hard concrete pitches, 2 turf pitches that we're preparing, that it's going to be. This is going to be. I'm just passionate about that section over the other side, and I want you to go take some pictures later. That's going to be the best training facility in Bermuda. on top of the best training facility, it's a training facility for curators. So a partnerships again with National Training Board, people that in the horticultural industry will come and learn from us how to prepare wickets. Because why? Oh, the good fellas, the old fellas, they're just saying, listen, we can't be out in the sun preparing these wickets anymore. So we're going to use that facility to help school other young groundsmen. So this is a wonderful opportunity. It covers many facets of the game. We've got to have scorers. We've got to have not just the players on the field, but you got to have somebody to prepare the facility. And this facility makes the champions that we had before, and we're going to create some more. So I just want to thank everybody for being here. Thanks to ministers. I just imagine when Bermuda qualified a few years ago up Somerset Bridge, up White Hill Field. We can all feel it. The sun was out, the crowd making noise, the tents were going, the grounds crew were joyful, and Bermuda qualified for another stage. We're going to create that again. Between Bridge, here, St. David's, wherever we're going, we're going to create that again. But it's going to be a wonderful opportunity for Bermuda cricket. Thank you all for coming.
Thank you, Mr. Douglas, for that very spirited and extremely spirited. Thought you were good at time. Oh, wicket keeper. Ladies and gentlemen, right at this time here, I would like to give remarks done by the Honorable Minister of Culture, Youth Culture, and Sports, Owen Darrell.
Good afternoon, everyone. First of all, with protocol already being established, I want to point out two cricketing legends behind me. One, of course, is one of Cleveland County's finest, Mr. Alan Douglas. I want to say hello to you, sir. And one of Bermuda's top batsmen, Mr. Arnold Manders, who was actually my PE teacher many years ago. So they're the two gentlemen that I wanted to point out, and I'm glad to be here today to announce this wonderful news. As a minister responsible for sport, I congratulate the Bermuda Cricket Board for being successful in the bidding process to host the 4-team ICC Men's T20 World Cup 2024 Regional Final. This is a significant event in the cricket calendar, and it's actually the second time that Bermuda has hosted a regional final. The first time being in 2019, and we hope that it can become a regular fixture on the sporting calendar. This event will be broadcast across the ICC medium and will provide great exposure for Bermuda. I understand that the Bermuda team will also be traveling to Argentina in February to compete in the qualifiers, and I wish the team every success. Again, I want to congratulate, on behalf of the ministry, the Bermuda Cricket Board, and I look forward to attending the regional final. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. At this time, I would like to invite for remarks the Honorable Minister of Tourism, Vance Campbell.
Before I get started, I just want to let the high performance chair and the president and vice president know that I still have my whites. if needed. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for the opportunity to bring some brief remarks on this occasion. As the Minister for Tourism, I was extremely delighted when I received word from the Bermuda Cricket Board that Bermuda was successful in our bid to host this event. I hasten to commend the BCB for their efforts in securing Bermuda as a location for this tournament. As we all know, cricket is a sport that is followed passionately throughout the world, and the T20 format is particularly popular nowadays. Hosting a tournament of this magnitude, where a spot in the 2024 T20 World Cup is up for grabs, is indeed a massive coup for Bermuda, especially given the number of other destinations in the region that could so easily host such a prominent cricket tournament. Bermuda's tourism industry will benefit in several ways by this tournament, inclusive of the experience provided to those cricketers traveling here to participate, many of whom will be coming here for the first time. Moreover, the publicity through the ICC and major sports media outlets is bound to be a boon for Bermuda. I am convinced that sports events of this significance provide Bermuda with immeasurable promotion opportunities, as well as extensive exposure to potential new visitor markets. Much like the PG event, which I note will be held next year soon after this T20 tournament and the World Triathlon Series, this tournament is an excellent chance for Bermuda to showcase the unique experiences we have to offer to our visitors. I have no doubt that the BCB will provide first-class service and organization for this tournament, and that it will be a raging success as we showcase Bermuda. As Minister for Tourism, I give my full support to the BCB, and I offer them my best wishes for an outstanding tournament. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, Mr. Minister. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, I would like to introduce to you the second Vice President and also the Fund Development Chairman, Mr. Paul Ross.
Good afternoon, all. As a registered charity, the Bermuda Cricket Board operates and relies on funding through the ICC, government, corporate grants, and individual sponsorships. Programs, tournaments, and large-scale events are made possible through local partnerships, both new and long-standing. In 2023, partnership opportunities include, but are not limited to, becoming the official Bermuda men's national cricket team kit sponsor, playing kit, training kit, or both, equipment sponsor, media partner, travel or hospitality sponsor, vendors, volunteers, and more. Essentially, what we're saying is we would like the whole of Bermuda to unite in this effort as we try to create a pathway to the World Cup 2024. This is going to involve people from the grassroots to ex-players to interested observers, corporate sponsors, and of course, government and the ICC. Thank you. We look forward to the whole of Bermuda uniting behind this drive and helping us to achieve our aggressive but sustainable goals. Thank you.
Just before we get to our Executive Director, I want to acknowledge Honorable Kim Swan as well. And I just hope you're going to have us all on your radio show, Tourism in Bermuda. And we'd love to come on there and do a live interview with you. But it's not going to be an hour. It's going to be much longer than an hour, okay? Because we got a lot to talk about.
We'll have to talk to Inter-Island Communications about that, but I can guarantee you the first hour.
Our executive can handle that. I'll let him do that. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, please welcome the BCB Executive Director, Kelvin Blackendale.
Protocol already being established. Thank you all for coming. And as you know, there are a lot of smiling faces, but somebody has to do the work. And I'm taking my last smile now with my colleague, Miss Regiane Simons and Samantha Robertson. It's going to be a fantastic year, which has already started for 2023. As you would note, the BCB has already commenced with preparations for this prestigious international event under the sanctioning of the International Cricket Council. The ICC Americas 2024 T20 Regional Final, held in 2023, will see the BCB host and facilitate the event via the ICC best practice protocols With the finals commencing in 10 months, the logistical planning is critical to making this another successful ICC Americas tournament held in Bermuda. The ICC protocols of safety and security will be fully implemented leading up to and during the tournament. Similar protocols, which we are already familiar with as we take place in Cup match and BFA international matches. Some of these, just preparing the general public, will be electronic ticketing, preferred food and beverage vendors, non-entry with any food or beverage products, which is traditionally allowed in Bermuda, but this is an international event, or items listed as being hazardous by the ICC. We will also be providing VIP packages, first-class safety and security for all match officials and dignitaries, players, and again, there will be a host of no entry zones for any other persons of the general public, something which is unfamiliar in Bermuda, where we are able to talk to our fellow Bermudians. But having said that, there's going to be a unique Bermudian experience, which is not going to be hindered by the ICC protocols. But more importantly, with the Minister of Tourism behind me and the Minister of Sport, and Mr. Kim Swan, is the economic impact the tournament will have in the fourth quarter of our annual tourism season. The BCB will host in the region of 100 plus persons in our hotels who will stay for a minimum of 12 nights, accounting for approximately 600 room nights. So the Minister of Tourism will be pleased with that. In addition to this, there will be a further financial trickle-down injection in our local economy of approximately $600,000, consisting of room nights, food and beverage, transport, equipment rentals, hiring of event staff, concessions, and IT-related infrastructure. At this point, I would like to hand it back over to the MC of the hour, Mr. Wendell Deals, to take us to our conclusion.
Thank you, Mr. President. Great news, huh? Ladies and gentlemen, we can also announce that there will be a major focus on the tournament as the winner will gain direct entry into the IC 2024 T20 Men's World Cup. The ICC and World Cup hosts Cricket West Indies, and the U.S. Cricket will be eager to see who will be the third and the final entrant out of the Americas region. To quote a few ICC stats from the Men's T20 World Cup 2021, number one, there was a unique broadcast audience of 442 million viewers. Number two, there were more than 1 billion global cricket fans with an estimate of 300 million participants. As this prestigious event will be streamed live via the IMG network, imagine if we captured only 0.5% of the 2021 World Cup global audience. That would see an additional 2,210,000 eyes cast upon this very small Bermuda on the international stage of the world's second most popular sport. And it is my pleasure to leave you with these stats and to announce that the ICC, the BCB, coaches, players, government of Bermuda, Bermuda Tourism Authority, community and the corporate partners, and the Bermuda and her people are ready for this challenge to not only qualify for the World Cup, but to leave a post-tournament legacy for the world to see, and most of all, admire. And this, we want to thank you. And now I will open it up for a few minutes if you have any questions for our distinguished guests.
Tourism Minister. Mr. Minister, you've indicated that the BTA is supporting this. For previous international events, you've seen at announcements, you've seen the BTA here with cameras and everything. How are they supporting this one at the starting off on the barefoot?
Well, I can't speak on behalf of the BTA. They were invited. I believe the invitation, the individual who would be best able to speak on behalf of the BTA was unavailable. So, but in any way that the government and the BTA working together can support this event, we will.
Are we looking at the same sort of type of financing that was put in for other events such as sailing and golf and like?
We are going through the budget process now, and that is one of the considerations. This event will be one of the considerations that we take into account when we formalize that budget.
Mr. President? Going through this process of bidding for it, what were the other countries that put in for it?
Canada, Argentina, I think it was. Argentina and Canada,
Okay.
Bermuda.
Okay. What do you think won us the bid?
I think they know that the BCB is one of the top associate countries in the world, as well, probably the oldest associate in this hemisphere. As you know, Champont was one of the founding members of the associate cricket. They respect Bermuda cricket. Was small, but United States and Canada, they have the bigger pool, but we have a bigger punch.
Commanders, how would you characterize the bidding process? Was it quite competitive?
I really can't answer that because it goes through to the Americas, ICC Americas, and they make the choice. I know we did a very good presentation with Ray Jan and Executive Director Blackendale, so they deserve a lot of the credit.
And I know Mr. Douglas talked about some of the infrastructure improvements that need to happen for this event to go ahead seamlessly, but with supply chain issues, unrelated to economy, etc. How confident are you that the facility will be up and ready?
Alan and I go back a long way. We played cricket together. We were roommates for so many years. This is what he does. This is what and he loves doing it. He's got a passion for it. The last tournament we held, he was a very integral part in getting the turf wickets up and ready. So I don't foresee us having any problems getting it ready. And if we do, I'll just fire him.
I think you touched on it because there were some issues with this particular pitch the last time, right? So we had mostly the switch up to White Hill. Alan's talked about it a bit. My question is, with the exponential explosion of T20 cricket, how is that affecting the way we structure local cricket leading up towards that?
It's a very difficult question when you ask it, but we have T20 coming up, but we also have the 50 over World Challenge League coming up, so we have to. That's my opinion. We haven't gone through it yet, but we have to prepare for both the 50 overs and the T20. T20 will offer us a lot more, but we still have a lot to do with the 50 overs World Challenge League. So it's going to be a mix of both, and hopefully with the team training and the things that we have planned coming up in August, January 1st and August 2nd, I think if the players put everything into it, we have an excellent chance of qualifying for the T20 as well.
I think I have a question for Adam on that same situation in terms of how we, because of the high performance player, how we deal with the different dynamics that come with 50 overs, limited overs, and T20, because it's like you have specialists in each aspect.
Yeah, you do. Well, one, we've got Kenny Thompson working with the guys, first of all, to raise the standard of fitness. Then must recognize that we're not going to be here anymore. And we can compete with everybody in the world with fitness. It's something easy we can do. So we've got a fitness trainer working on that. And they've got the certain types of tests, stretch tests, yo-yo tests, and all these type of tests these days. So that's in place. But on top of that, we also have not just our league structure, but I know the cricket board is putting something in place for like a BPL, it's Bermuda Premier League cricket, where it's 2020 cricket, the top four, not top four teams, but making 4 teams out of all the players in Bermuda. And you got a bidding process in that there. So that's going to help. Then we also have the training of coaches. We've got, Arne and I did a course recently on training the coaches. So we've got that in place. We're going to rely on the clubs a lot. And that's where we as a cricket board are going to inject a lot of our knowledge and actually go inside the clubs and help prepare their wickets and help them, even with their administration, because like I said, it's partnerships that's going to get this to where we got to get. All right?
You mentioned and we're going to talk about this
Yeah.
particular pitch here. 10 months.
Yeah.
The last 2 tournaments we've had that we played here,
Mhm.
they've actually stopped the matches from being played here.
Right.
Is 10 months enough time for you to prepare this for a week-long tournament?
I'm not saying, what 7 days, Lord, my body rested on the 7th day. 6 days he created heaven and earth. I'm not that good, but I tell you, this is plenty enough time. As you know, we've taken over already. We've started work. We've scarified it. We've sprayed it. We've scheduled another spray this week. We've scheduled another spray next week. We've got soil already. We're working on more soil. So it's a matter of, in order for our wickets to be good in Bermuda, you just have to have the resources and time. And it's unfortunately a lot of facilities just don't have that anymore. But we have it here. And we're going to implement that. We're going to train people. So, yeah, we'll be all right. 10 months, plenty.
Will we possibly see league cricket played here?
That's also on the cards. We want to play league cricket. We want to play some competition cricket. We want to play some female cricket as well here. So all of that will be done. And we have a really good benchmark before next September.
We've just seen the climax of the T20
Yes.
World Cup and stuff
Yeah.
like that. We just missed out qualifying the last time. Do we have it in us to get over the top?
I think we do. Remember, we just have to get in the top 3 in Argentina, the top 1 when it's here. So if we can't win at home, I think I'm certain we could win at home. You got to remember, last time we were able to play at White Hill Field, and it was strategic in what a lot of the grounds people at Bridge done. They made sure it was grassy, they made sure it was hot, and they took as much turnout as possible. Plays in our favor that way. We do the same thing again, guaranteed. Okay.
What do you see as the significance of cricket in general? With you being the new minister in terms of sport, what do you see the significance of sport of this event and cricket in general in terms of the well-being and continuity of the community?
Well, cricket, as you know, is one of our national sports. It's something that all young men grow up playing, whether it be, as Mr. Douglas said, backyard, whether it be attending cup match, or my favorite, which is county game. So it's definitely an important fabric of Bermuda's culture and sporting community. So the fact that I'm here, and the gentleman, and what has not been mentioned is the gentlemen that are running this facility, Mr. Pace and Mr. Tyrrell, are going to make sure that this facility is ready so that we can showcase not only the ICC that's here, but also the talent that we have in Bermuda and the culture that and the fans that we have in cricket. So years ago, and everyone talks about this, the commitment that the Bermuda government made to cricket. We had discussions just over on the side of further commitments that the government are going to make for cricket. And I think that you will see going forward that as the Bermuda government puts its money where its mouth is, and also other in-kind services, you will see how important cricket and all sports are to the fabric of our community.
You got a number, numerical figure?
I do not. I do not.
The agreement that they have for you utilize that as a training facility, what's the terms on that?
There will be many agreements, and I don't think it's appropriate to speak of those terms at this point, Mr. Basie. There will be many agreements, and at the appropriate time, we will announce all of them.
Ms. Jasmine, did you have something?
He mentioned, Alan, I think, or Arthur mentioned women's cricket and whatnot. How much?
Women's sport is very important in Bermuda. I have not had a briefing specifically on women's cricket, but it is very important. And when I sit down with Mr. Blakendahl and his team, I'm sure I will get fully briefed on what's needed and where they're at and how we can support them even further. Thanks.
Jasmine, do you have any? You good?